We have 2 minutes until we go live.
The Appellate Division First Department is now in session. My colleagues and I welcome all of those assembled here today in this virtual admission ceremony. Ms. Guerrero, you may proceed.
May it please support. Good afternoon. I, Veronica Guerrero, counsel to this court's Committee on Character and Fitness. I'm honored this afternoon to present to the court 36 applicants for admission to the bar. Further, I am pleased to report that the committee has examined the records of each applicant appearing here today. Accordingly, and on behalf of the committee, I certify that each applicant appearing here this afternoon does possess the requisite character and fitness to merit admission to the bar of the state of New York, and I do hereby move for their admission.
Thank you. Before I rule on your motion, I want to take the opportunity to thank the members of the Committee on Character and Fitness for the excellent job they have done to ensure that the candidates produced here for admission to the bar are all well qualified to serve. The committee's work is important to all of us, not just here at the Appellate Division, but the entire state of New York and the bar. The committee honors us by serving pro bono, and their work is greatly appreciated by the court, and I'd like you to please relate this to the committee members.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we turn to the business before the court, the motion before us. Justice Cardozo famously said that justice delayed is justice denied. But today there will be no denial of justice because my colleagues have authorized me to grant the motion for admission forthwith. So the oath of office will now be administered by Susana Rojas, the clerk of our court.
Good afternoon, Justice Gish. Good afternoon, candidates. I will administer the oath in the form of a question. At the end, I will ask you to unmute your microphones and respond by saying, I do. At this point, I ask everyone to please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and to faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Attorney and Counselor at Law to the best of your ability? Please unmute your microphones and respond by saying, I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
Congratulations, attorneys. You may mute your microphones. Thank you.
So congratulations to everyone. I see some smiles out there. You are now officially lawyers. I'm going to invite my colleagues to unmute themselves so we can give you a hearty round of applause for your accomplishment. It is customary for one of our justices to give you welcoming words at this important time in your career. And today that honor falls to Justice Troy Weber.
Thank you, Justice Gish. Good afternoon to everyone. Again, I would like to congratulate the newly admitted attorneys. Also, I'd like to congratulate their parents, family, and friends who supported them both emotionally as well as financially. Traditionally, during the admission ceremony, the justices would process into the courtroom. Ms. Guerrero would present the candidates for admission to the court. If the motion was granted, the court officer would ask the candidates to please stand, raise their right hand. Ms. Rojas would then ask the candidate, would then deliver the oath to the candidates, and the officer would then ask the attorneys to be seated. That change in status from candidate to attorney would not be lost on the attorneys nor on the audience. Obviously, we would be in our majestic courtroom with its magnificent dome ceiling and the beautiful murals which line the walls, and not in our own homes and offices. Please, however, do not think that because we are virtual, that in any way diminishes your accomplishment or your achievements. In fact, what you have achieved in these trying times and what you will continue to achieve is probably and perhaps all the more commendable. You should all be very, very proud of yourselves. You should definitely savor the moment with your family and with your friends, while of course practicing social distancing and perhaps wearing a mask as well. I don't know. Anyhow, I must tell you that when the idea of virtual admissions was first broached, now well over a year ago, it was met by skepticism by some. After all, it was something new. We had never done this. We had always been wedded to being in the courtroom. We never thought about doing virtual admissions or virtual appearances. As you may have surmised, it required countless hours of planning, technological modifications, and a few miscues. However, we adapted. And that is the beauty and the hallmark of our profession. That is what being an attorney is all about. The ability to adapt, the ability to recognize an issue or a problem and find a solution, and the ability to work together to do so. These are certainly extraordinary times, and we are all confronted with extraordinary challenges, both professional and personal. However, we are also confronted with the ability to bring about change and to make a difference. The ability to make our world a safer place for each of us, our families, and our individual communities. And when I say we, it is because we are all in it together. We are all there to support, help, and encourage each other. There are many vehicles for making a change. It may be volunteering to assist those less fortunate who are in need of legal assistance. It may be serving as a mentor to current law school students who are facing a myriad of issues which are multifaceted and which have never been faced by law school students in the past. It may be by joining a bar association or by becoming more active in your law school, college alumni association. The practice of law is certainly in flux. More and more attorneys are working from home. Many, if not most, of the newly admitted attorneys were interviewed and hired remotely. Some have never even seen the inside of their offices. Now, while this may be frightening and uneasy to many, in other ways, it is also very exciting. It allows us to think beyond what has been the norm, to explore new and arguably more efficient ways of practicing law. It allows us to explore what we can be and what the practice of law can and should be. Now, with the oath you have just taken comes a set of principles and obligations that now becomes part of your life forever, whether you remain in the practice of law or not. For the rest of your days, you and your actions will be judged in light of your education as well as your status as a member of this profession. Well, some may see this as a burden. It is also an honor. As Thurgood Marshall stated, each of you as an individual must pick your own goals. Listen to others, but do not become a blind follower. Do not wait for others to move. Move yourself. Where you see wrong, inequality, or injustice, speak out. As some of you may know, this past Saturday, September 25th, marked the 40th anniversary of the swearing in and the sitting of our first female U.S. Supreme Court Justice. Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, as you all know, is the first female justice on the Supreme Court. And that occurred 40 years ago, September 25th, 1981. Two quotes from Justice O'Connor stood out to me. First, she said, "The power I exert on the court depends on the power of my arguments and not on my gender." The second, which I believe she stated after receiving the Presidential Medal of Honor, was, "We don't accomplish anything in this world alone. Whatever happens is the result of the whole tapestry of one's life and all the weavings of individual threads from one to another that creates something." So attorneys, plunge deeply. Weave a tapestry of your accomplishments. Bring fresh and new ideas and talents to a noble and great profession. Again, my congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Weber, for your kind and wise words. And with that, this session of the Appellate Division is now concluded.
Thank you to all of the justices and to Ms. Rojas, the judges, and Ms. Rojas will log off, and the new attorneys will stay with me.